5 signs you are spiritually awakening according to a yogi, Mahavatar Babaji. Inspiration. What is spiritual awakening? It's a term searched for tens of thousands of times a month. But beyond the memes and angel numbers, what is it actually like? The modern seeker is often given a checklist of external phenomena, but the great masters point us inward. Paramahansa Yogananda, in his classic Autobiography of a Yogi, didn't just talk about enlightenment in theory. He gave us a precise experiential map. He described not just the destination, but the specific landmarks of the inner journey. So what are the signs, according to this yogic sage, that your consciousness is truly expanding? Let's explore 5, directly from his testimony. Sign 1. You hear the cosmic vibration. Animated visualization of sound waves emanating from the universe. Peaceful shot of someone meditating deeply. The first sign is not something you see, but something you hear. Yogananda called it the cosmic vibration, or the sound of Om. This isn't imagination. He writes, the Om sound is variously heard as the roar of the ocean, the distant hum of bees, the resonance of a distant gong. He explains it as the very vibration of creation itself. If in deep stillness you begin to perceive a soothing, pervasive hum from within, not in your ears, but at the point between the eyebrows, this, he taught, is a direct experience of the divine current, the first tangible contact with spirit. Sign 2. You perceive the spiritual eye. Beautiful, non-literal animation of a golden ring with a deep blue center and a 5-pointed star of white light. Close-up of a serene face, focus on the forehead. Perhaps the most famous sign from Yogananda's teachings, perceiving the spiritual eye. This is not a physical sight, but an inner revelation at the Christ center, the Ajna chakra. He describes it meticulously. A silvery star twinkling in the divine dark of the closed eyes, surrounded by a sphere of blue light encased in a halo of gold. Seeing this is not a hallucination. It is, according to yogic science, the doorway to the astral spine and beyond. It signifies your awareness is withdrawing from the external senses and tuning into the soul's own light. Sign 3. You feel overwhelming, unconditional joy. B-roll of someone laughing freely, arms open to the sky, genuine tears of joy, quick cuts of uplifting nature scenes. This awakening isn't dry or austere. It is drenched in ananda, bliss. Yogananda speaks of a joy that springs from a source beyond circumstances. He says, the divine bliss is unalloyed, unconditional. It springs from the soul's own fountain of peace. If you find more and more a causeless joy welling up from within, a joy that doesn't depend on what you have or what happens, this is a sign the soul's fountain is being uncovered. It's the happiness of the self, recognizing itself. Sign 4. You experience the dissolution of boundaries. Time lapse of clouds merging. A person helping another, hands connecting. A shot of the host with hands on heart. As consciousness expands, the little I begins to melt. Yogananda describes this as a feeling of oneness. You don't just intellectually understand connection, you feel it. Compassion becomes your natural state, not an obligation. He wrote of experiencing the life in all things. The whole world, I found, is a part of me. The trees, the flowers, the earth, the sky, all seemed a part of my own being. If your sense of separation is fading, replaced by a deep empathy and a knowing that you are in everything and everything is in you, this is a profound sign of awakening. Sign 5. You feel a magnetic pull towards silence and meditation. A shot of someone naturally turning away from a noisy screen to look out a window. A person sitting in peaceful meditation as the world blurs around them. Finally, your very desires are being rewired. The outer world loses its compulsive grip. Yogananda notes that the soul, once tasted, pulls you inward. You crave the soul solitude he spoke of. External distractions feel abrasive, and you are naturally, effortlessly drawn to the peace of meditation. It's not a forced discipline, but a homesickness for your own inner sanctuary. This inner pull, he taught, is the surest guide. These signs, the inner sound, the spiritual eye, causeless joy, dissolving boundaries, and the pull towards silence are not goals to grasp for, but confirmations of a journey already underway. Yogananda gave us these not to fuel spiritual ego, but to offer reassurance and direction. If you recognize even glimmers of these within you, be encouraged. Your inner shift is real. It is the dawn of your own direct experience. The path is one of gentle, persistent inner practice. Be patient, be still, and know that, as Yogananda himself promised, the time for knowing God has come. Which of these signs resonates most with you? Share in the comments. For more on the practical path of Kriya Yoga and meditation, subscribe. Peace and boundless blessings on your journey. Subscribe to Mahavatar Babaji Inspiration for peace and enlightenment.